I met a lot of people that have savings, they have credit, but they don't necessarily have the job. So they feel like they cannot buy an investment property because of that, because they got laid off for whatever's going on in the world right now, right? Or in their personal life. But knowing what you just say is huge.
No, it's very huge. It's been a game changer. That's what's been keeping us afloat right now. In all honesty, is the DSCR program. Credit score needs to be around 680 and above. Interest rate's going to be a little bit higher. You're going to be looking at 7.5, 8%, depending upon FICO and how much you're putting down, but it allows you to acquire the property.
Came here in 2007, right in the middle of the crazy crisis. If your heart is not into it, do not do it. That's what I always tell them.
If you're making around 70K, look to be able to qualify for a home somewhere around 250, 275 in that bracket.
Onions and juices and all that, and put some lemon and onion and you make him drink it, right?
And Alex, all my listings need a video. All of them.
Everyone is asking the same question. Should I buy now? What should I do with my home equity? Should I sell? So that's what we're going to answer question today, because this is the hot topics of the moment with what's going on the market and all the interest rate crazy going on. So that's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Hi, welcome to Let's Keep It Real. I'm Danielle Bilumbu, your host, and I'm here with my bestie,
Abu Jabi with AMP Lending. How y'all doing today?
Great. So today we're going to unpack the hot topics regarding everything about real estate. So one of the things I wanted to start with was the home equity.
Yeah.
And then people need to understand what exactly is their home equity, what's a second home versus an investment property, because sometimes people don't realize the differences. On the lender side. So first of all, what's the home equity?
Yeah, so a home equity loan is basically when you have equity in your property and you want to pull out some cash to be able to use it for whatever things that you have that you want to use it towards, whether it's paying off credit cards, paying off a car, any debt that you have that you want. But basically what equity is when you're paying down your mortgage and either the value of your house is going up, or with you paying down that mortgage, you're able to get more equity into the property because now you owe less on the home.
Yeah, so homeowner across the United States and Houston have about an average of between $200,000 to $300,000 in equity into their home. And then equity exactly is the difference between what you owe and versus what's the value of your property. And how do you find out about that? You need to pick up your phone, contact your realtor, ask them to run a home evaluation for you, so you have an idea a little bit more precise than the evaluation that you can see online. Sometimes you can see it like on different websites like Zillow and things like that, but Zillow doesn't give you the full clear pictures. They just give you an algorithm, a mathematical calculation based on the US and not necessarily specific to you. Because if you have, for example, home improvement done, like windows, a floor, new bathroom, new kitchen, those online website will not necessarily know that, and they will not put that into your home evaluation. So you can contact your realtor, that you prefer realtor you like, and if you would like, you can contact me, and then and then we can do that for you. Or if you want something even more precise, you can also call an appraisal.
Yeah, that's going to be 100% more accurate.
Yes, it's 100% more accurate, and they will charge you somewhere between $550,
$600, depending upon, the area and the appraiser. But they're able to come inside the house and see whatever upgrades you have versus just seeing what the comps are in the area.
Yeah, this is a good way for you to know how much your home worth, and then you can compare that and see if it makes sense for you to maybe pull cash out of your home.
Yeah.
Use it as a full cash, or just use a line of credit.
Yeah.
And then you do that, right?
No, for sure.
And then when you do that, do you have to qualify like any type of buyer? What's the step? What's the qualification to pull cash out of your home?
Yeah, so basically you're going to be able to qualify just the same way when you're purchasing the home. The only thing is when you're doing an equity loan, it's going to be based off of how much money you're trying to take out. So you're still going to have your income. You're still going to have your credit score. For a home equity loan, your interest rate is going to be a little bit higher than any other transaction because you're getting actual liquid assets from the property. So you'll be looking anywhere from about 7.1 to 7.5 for equity loan right now on a cash out. The thing is, in Texas, once you do a cash out, it's always going to be considered a cash out moving forward, even if you don't take property out. That's the one thing with Texas.
Oh.
So once you do a cash out, even if you just want to do a refinance, a regular refinance, you want to take advantage of a lower rate, you're going to have at least 20% of equity in that property to be able to do that. So whether you come to the table with extra funds or you have the actual equity in the property, you do have to come with that difference with the 80% loan to value.
Okay.
Doing that.
Okay, and the way you build equity out of your properties is either you wait for the market to do what the market do,
Increase.
and then usually home in Houston area increase between 3 to 5% every year, or you pay more towards your mortgage to reduce the loan that you owe, and then or you can do some nice improvement. You know, if you add, let's say you add a pool can give you an extra 10, 20K at the most.
Yeah.
But if you spend $70,000 into building your pool, it won't bring you $70,000. You're probably going to bring you an extra 10 to 20,000 at the most.
Exactly.
And then other improvement, maybe change the roof, maybe change the HVAC system.
Windows
that can help build
wood floors.
Your equity. And as for you can pull equity out of your personal home, and you can pull equity out of your investment or your second home, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And what's the difference?
Any property that you have, you can pull equity out. So on your primary home, you have to have at least 20% of equity. On your investment property, you're going to have at least 25% of equity in it before you pull equity out.
What about the second home, who is in between?
Second home is going to be about 85%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And the difference between what's considered second home versus investment?
Second home is going to be like a vacation home, right? Somewhere where somebody's going to be spending at least half of their time from their primary that they want to, stay at. Maybe it might be something by Galveston or by some water or somewhere where you like your friends and your family to come together and meet. It's going to be somewhere where you have to spend some time there. That'll be considered a second home. Investment property is just what it says. This is an investment. So you're looking at renting that out and being able to recoup some type of liquid gain from rent on a month-to-month basis.
Could you rent out your investment home?
Yeah.
For how long? Because I know there's a different investment property is just investment. You can put it on the market for rent, and the point of this.
You mean the second home?
Yeah, the second home. I know you can.
You can't rent out your second home.
Actually, you can. Just 2 weeks, 14 days.
14 days you can rent it out?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, just 14 days. Don't pass the 14 days, and then you can use some of the expense you have to do it towards your taxes. Also.
That's going to be more of a short rental, like Airbnb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do a short-term rental, but it cannot be more than 14 days. And then how far away the second home needs to be from your home to be considered second home?
They're saying as far as miles, it has to be at least 10 miles or more.
10 miles or more?
10 miles or more.
Okay, so I can
from
be
your
here.
Primary.
I can be here, buy a house in Colorado, no problem?
Correct.
Okay, I can be here. If I live in Pearland, can I do Galveston as a second home?
You can.
Okay.
You can.
Just double check.
But you can't live in Katy and then
Richmond, Texas.
Yeah, and then want to get a vacation home right there in Richmond. It's not going to work.
And the reason why it's not going to work is because second home you put less than down payment than
10% down.
Yeah.
10% down. But they just want to make sure that there's some distance between the two to where it's an actual vacation home and you're not buying it for, let's say, your mother or, a family member or friends.
Okay, that's good. And an investment property, you usually put 20 to 25% down.
Yeah, the minimum down payment on a rental property would be 15%, but you will have mortgage insurance if you put that amount down. So we typically say 20%. If you put 25%, you're going to get better pricing.
Okay. And on investment property, what are the requirements? And I know it's a little bit more strict.
Well, the thing with the investment property is they want your credit score to be a little bit higher.
What is
so
higher?
we're looking anywhere from 680 and above for investment properties, but we're going to qualify you the same way. The only thing is that you have to be able to afford, if you have a primary home that has a mortgage on it, you have to be able to afford that plus the actual investment property as well. And then sometimes they want you to have at least 6 months of reserves put up, depending on your profile, for that investment property if anything happens, so you don't foreclose on it.
But there's a scoop. There's plenty of people that would like to buy an investment property, but they feel like they don't necessarily have the money, or they're not sure how to get started, or the requirement. But I heard that there's the DSCR program available out there.
There is.
How does that work? Explain.
DSCR, that's one of our big cookie sellers right now that we're doing. Basically, you don't have to have any income at all. No income. So basically,
I can be self-employed and have that.
You can be self-employed.
Unemployed.
You can work at McDonald's. You can. We're not looking at any income. So
can I make $1,500 a month and still have that?
$1,500 a month. We're not gonna know because we're not gonna ask you for income docs.
Woohoo! So I can be unemployed and still get that loan, right?
You necessarily could be unemployed as long as you have money and credit, and the property that you're looking to acquire is profit producing.
Okay.
That's all we care about.
Okay.
So as long as the rent is 1% over the mortgage, you automatically qualify for DSCR. But you do have to have at least 25% to put down on that.
Yeah, sometimes people, they have the savings. I met a lot of people that have savings, they have credit, but they don't necessarily have the job. So they feel like they cannot buy an investment property because of that, because they got laid off for whatever's going on in the world right now, right? Or in their personal life. But knowing what you just say, it's huge.
No, it's very huge. It's been a game changer. That's what's been keeping us afloat right now. In all honesty, is the DSCR program. Credit score needs to be around 680 and above. Interest rate's going to be a little bit higher. You're going to be looking at 7.5, 8%, depending upon FICO and how much you're putting down, but it allows you to acquire the property.
Okay, this is great. So just to give a simple example, if I buy a $200,000 home, and you say 1% above the mortgage payment?
Yeah, the rent has to be 1% over the mortgage.
Okay. So if the mortgage on the $200,000, how much could be a mortgage?
$200,000, you might be looking at about $1,700.
Okay, so we need to have what, 20?
So 2,400 on the rent.
Okay, and then I can go ahead.
Then it automatically qualifies.
But it's just for the long-term rental, or it can be for Airbnb?
It can be for Airbnb as well. We can do short-term DSCR. We can do long-term DSCR.
It's the same rule.
It's the same.
Still
rule.
That 1%.
Still the 1%.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
But on the short-term rental, you just want to make sure that your the property isn't any type of jumbo type loans or things like that, because then you're gonna have to bring that payment down lower. So it helps out better on your lower end homes on the short-term side.
Okay, this is good. This is good to know. So, and then how do you go about that after? They need to qualify with you as normal.
Correct.
You don't ask for income.
No income docs. We just pull credit, ask for bank statements, get the property address, look to see what rental income looks like. The appraiser's going to go out, appraise the property, see what rental comps look like, and we're going to use whatever the appraiser states that rental income is in that area.
Okay.
Qualification.
Well, this is great, really good. So yeah, 2025 have been kind of a weird year, a little bit for real estate. And then so people, if you're not sure if you need to buy a vacation home versus an investment property, you kind of need to look at your lifestyle. You know, what do you want to buy a second property? You know, and where do you want to buy it? So if you're looking at to buy because you need some time away, or just your lifestyle, or just you just want a Galveston Beach and you just need another place. Maybe you travel a lot and you need to go to certain city. Like some people, I have a client actually. She live in Atlanta and then she come to Houston a lot, and then but decided to buy a second home, and then she bought in a prime location, and then does Airbnb when she's not in town. But she spent about a week out of the month in Houston. So versus staying at the hotel and pay that hotel bill, she'd rather just be somewhere where she can be comfortable.
Yeah,
and then when she's not in town, Airbnb is doing everything else for us. But then if you know you're looking for maybe cash flow, And then maybe tax advantage for those people that are making a lot of money. If you pay a lot of taxes, you have a W-2, then your taxes every year are pretty high.
Yeah.
So that's the good way for you, especially right now. That's the time to buy before January 1st.
Exactly.
So you can use that into your tax if you want to be an investor. And then and just look at what you want to do. Do you want to do short-term rental or long-term rental?
Yeah.
For the short-term rental, really do the analysis. A simple things that you can do, just go on Airbnb, VRBO, all the short-term rental website, and see how much the home are renting per night in an area that you like or you're thinking about going. And try to see what's the average and do your calculation. But also take a look at your long-term rental, how much money you can make every month, and be sure to factor in the taxes because tax keep going up.
Must.
There is
do
no
that.
homestead exemption on investment property, nor
A second
second home.
No.
You know, so really put that into consideration and see if which one will be really better for you, right?
Now, everybody's situation is different, so. You just want to look at your situation and see what best fits your criteria and what you're trying to get accomplished.
Yes. So the rate also remain pretty high, and the affordability is very difficult right now for a lot of people. And then when you buy, right now, I don't know if you saw in Houston, we start having more and more duplexes. Because a lot of people used to ask for duplex.
Remember?
Yep. A lot of people used to call me, I want to buy a duplex. But Houston, in the past, not really a big city for duplexes, but now it's coming around. Plenty of developers are building, and a lot of them are on the south part of Houston, close to 610 by the medical center, like Sunnyside or areas like that. And I see also some in the north part of Houston, behind downtown, not far away from the university, or things like that. And then, but the problem with these homes, like this is where you guys need to pay attention. Great, it's a duplex. You can do a house hack, right? So you buy it, you live on one side and rent the other side. But you have to be sure the amount of money you're going to be receiving on one side either need to pay at least half of your mortgage or all of your mortgage. Okay? And then if you decide to move out, the amount of rent you receive on both sides needs to be able to cover all your mortgage and more.
It needs to at least cash flow.
Yeah, and what I start realizing, a lot of those duplexes, the prices are going up and up and up and up. The prices are like 450, 500,000.
Starting out.
I saw one the other day. It's a nice duplex, brand new construction, and the price was like 500,000. So how much is a $500,000 mortgage payment?
On a duplex?
No, just in general. Just in general. $500,000 more. I'm qualifying. I'm trying to buy an
somewhere
investment.
Around $4,800.
Yeah, $4,800 for $500,000, right? So now the market rate in that neighborhood is about $2,000 for brand new construction on one side. So if you're making $2,000, let's say you're just buying for investment, right? So it's $4,800 is the price of a $500,000 duplex. So now one side is $2,000, the other side is $2,000. Is how much every month? $4,000. So you're short.
That's why I was saying, like, more on those investments in the short-term rentals, you want to come down as far as how much house you buy because you want to make it to where you're producing cash. So on those higher ends, it's going to be hard. When you're trying to get a higher end property and still make it cash flowing.
Yeah. So some of those development, I'm like, and they're like, well, leave on one side and leave on one side and rent the other side. This is the best things you can do. House hike. But then when I look at the sales price, I'm like, really? That's not going to work.
Sales price is high.
Yeah. So
the only advantage to that is, the down payment, getting in, putting 3.5% down or 5% down if you go conventional, and still being able to be an investor, putting that amount instead of putting it 20% to 25% down.
Yeah, and it would be better if you can buy these duplexes under 400,000.
Exactly.
Like 300, 350 if you find them.
350 should be the max.
Yeah, 350 should be the max when you're buying those duplexes around Houston area. I don't know for the other city, but around Houston area, this is my personal opinion and what I've been seeing, and this is what I've been advising my client. Let's look at number under 350,000 because when I calculate the rent, the monthly rent that the people will get from it, oftentimes does not make sense.
It's not making sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also when you buy, another way that can help you with affordability is the buy down rate, right?
Yeah, you can buy down your rate to where you have it to the first 2 years. Your rate might be, let's say, 3.875. I know new construction, they're doing that a lot as well. And then let's say the second year it goes up to 4.25, and then the third year it's at 5%. So you're able to get discounts on your mortgage for those initial years that you're living in the property.
Okay. And also another way for affordability is builders. New construction, the builders are offering. We're not going to listen to him right now. Just pay attention over here. But right now, builders are offering plenty of incentive for buyers to help with down payment assistance. But not down payment, to help with the closing costs and also some of those rates. But what I find out also for some of those rates, builder oftentimes they start inflating the price of their home to be able to give you buyer the closing costs that you need, or work out something with the lender to drop down the interest rate, but the price of the home, the new construction, are higher and higher every year. And then when you decide to the following year, be careful when you're at the title company. Which number are they using for your taxes? You have to be sure to ask them to factor in how much will be your monthly payment when next year, to give you an estimation. Because if they say, oh, today your mortgage payment will be $2,900 a month, and then you're thinking this is what's going to happen, and then the following year you receive a bill from the tax appraiser, the district appraiser, and they're like, hey, your new month, your taxes is that much now. And then your monthly payment will end it out to be $3,400. So you put yourself out that you cannot afford a home anymore. So be sure to always have your lender and the title company to give you an approximate, so before you sign up and fully move forward with that. And then another way also to help you to afford a property will be co-buying. Yeah. With a siblings. Yeah. With a spouse. Yeah. With parents. Yeah. I see that a lot. Parents and kids. It's going to start becoming more, as money gets more tighter, people are going to start joining together to be able to acquire properties. So those are definitely options that you want to look at. Yeah. So parents and kids, I see that a lot. Friends, I don't know. You can buy a house with your friends, but I think if it's investment, if it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you the boyfriend or the girlfriend, and you give the 20% down or 5% down, and you don't have your name on the contract, you don't have your name on the deed, the day you guys separate, guess what?
Nothing.
Okay. So be careful how you do it. Be sure your name is on the contract also, so you'll be 50% owner of the property. So but it's good to partner up with other people in order for you to buy a home,
especially now.
Especially now. And also the rent in Houston area keep rising, but be careful where you at with your purchase price versus how much you can rent. So the home in the neighborhood, because things happen, right? So we have unfortunately death, we have unfortunately divorce, we have new babies coming up, you have relocation due to your job. So this is the reason why people have to move sometime sooner. If you don't have no reason to move, don't leave your property before 5 years. But if you have to move, be sure maybe to ask your realtor before you purchase how much is the rent in this neighborhood in general. Because if your mortgage will be $2,800 and then the rent don't pass $2,300 or $2,400, you'll be upside down. And this is what's happening to one of my clients. Unfortunately, they have to move. And then they purchased the home a few years ago and a couple of years ago. And then now putting the home on the market, it's hard. Yeah, they're going to have to come up with $200 out of pocket every month to cover the mortgage. And on top of that, when you do have a tenant, they don't maintain the property as good as you. I'm not saying all tenants are like that, but this is often what happens. So they're expecting you as a landlord to care for a lot of expense. So if you have $200 coming out of your pocket, plus the repair every year, it can become a burden. Yeah. So that's why you have to evaluate, is it better for me to just go ahead and sell it, or should I just keep it? I think it comes down to how much this home is an investment or is a burden, pretty much, right? Is it really bringing you something or is not?
Yeah.
That's how you're going to decide, should I buy or should I sell? Should I rent it? That's how you have to establish that.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add as an investor, as a lender?
Well, the only thing that I would advise people to do is just do your due diligence. Don't wait until you're in the actual time crunch to where you have to move to start the process. You want to make sure that the numbers add up, make sure that your credit is where it needs to be, make sure that everything is all together when you're ready to purchase a home. So I would just ask, at least 3 months prior to you wanting to make that movement, start looking into it to make sure that, everything's checked to be able to move forward.
And then also right now in today's market, the homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer.
A little bit.
A lot longer.
Yeah.
A lot longer than usual. So be ready if you decide to sell your home.
Yeah.
One of the things to avoid you to have headache and frustration is to see in your neighborhood what's the absorption rate. So how long it's taking for all the home in my neighborhood to sell in general, right? You have to take a look at which price are you putting in. The price of home keep going up, but it's not necessarily that you have a specific price and necessarily you're going to get it. The value going up, but is it what the market is willing to pay for today?
Exactly.
It's not always the same. It's not 100% sure. Yes, in some neighborhoods sell better than others. And if you bought your home in a time where, or in an area of the community where it's kind of weird, and then, or you do have a different floor plan that nobody wants, you're going to sit. So pricing is very, very important.
Yeah. But the good news is rates are going to be coming down here shortly. They are saying that they're going to probably do 2 more rate reductions before the end of this year, and then we should be looking at some for the new year as well. So once these rates start going down, we're going to start seeing more traction. So just keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. Also, when you try to sell your property, be sure to prepare yourself. Like, be prepared. A buyer today wants a house that is ready to go.
Yeah.
Right? They want turnkey. They move in. They don't have to spend any more money on it. So take a look at your home. What do you have? How does the house present? How does it look? Is it somebody who want, if you know you have not been maintaining your AC for years or months, be sure that things are functioning and look decent in your home. And then if you cannot afford to fix it, well, price accordingly. Put that in your price. That's the reason why you're selling the house at that specific price, because the condition does not match. And also work with a professional. Have a good picture, good video. Have someone that can help you really with marketing.
That's a key.
And then you don't have to fix everything in a house if you do have the budget. People buy houses based on the kitchen, the bathroom.
Exactly. Let them fix it.
Yeah, and the cost of the renovation are really high. The labor costs are so high right now.
Everything's went up.
Everything is up.
Everything's went up.
Mm-hmm. And then sometime you have to look, is it cheaper for you to just go ahead and sell it as is, or it would be better to just stay there maybe another year or 6 more months, save you money and get it going.
Yeah.
So, but you still have plenty of people that need to move. People always need to move for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So there's a home for everybody on this planet.
No, for sure. Housing's going to always be around. So like you said, people are always going to need somewhere to live. It's just all about timing and hoping that you're at the right place at the right time. So,
okay.
Let's see.
Okay, thank you so much for watching us today. Hopefully you learned a little bit. Be sure to contact us if you need lender information or lender details. If you have a personal question, you can contact him directly. He's going to be able to help you. Yes. The best time to start when you're thinking about buying, selling, it's always when you think about it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily when you're about to make the move, but when you think about it, just get all your question answered. Contact a realtor, contact a lender. Check your credit and have them take a look at your financial situation and see what could work the best for you.
Exactly.
So hopefully you learn a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Danielle Bilumbu.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Came here in 2007, right in the middle of the crazy crisis. If your heart is not into it, Do not do it. That's what I always tell them.
If you're making around 70K, look to be able to qualify for a home somewhere around 250, 275 in that bracket. As
onions and juices and all that, and put some lemon and onion, and you make him drink it, right?
And Alex, all my listings need a video. All of them.